All right, we're live. Happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Um, Sending out a few text messages. All right. Hey, Miss Rhonda. How are you? Is it snowing where you are, Miss Rhonda?
You saw Genki got snow. It looked
Yeah,
beautiful.
I commented and said it was beautiful. Woo! Oh, oh, just freezing. How cold is it there? What's the temperature? Hey, hey, hey. Good evening, everybody. Come on in. Once you say hello on your way in so I can know you're there. 0 degrees. Oh, no, no. Mm-mm. Hey, Meek. Yes, I'm making up for lost time. So technically, I don't openly say this all the time, but for me, my day to post videos on this channel is on Mondays. Um, and if I'm feeling a little extra and we got the extra time, I may, you know, post extra content. But right now, we're just sticking to the Mondays. And our days to post on the family channel is on Sundays. But yesterday, literally, the vlog was up. We just forgot to premiere it. And it ended up not being fully exported anyway. We didn't even realize it. So -18 wind chill. Oh, the devil is a liar. The devil is a lie. I can't. Ooh, it gets 19, 20 degrees here and we be freaking out. So um Meditating Hill says, hey, I'm watching y'all other video. Then I saw a live. Okay, yes. So join the live here and then go catch the replay over there when you're done here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. So, oh, see, I can't do it, Miss Rhonda. All right, so I'm glad that everybody is here. I'm not gonna wait too long for more people to come in. We're just gonna hop right into it. So, those of you who are here and are in the chat, today's live is all about doing a question and answer. Now, this live is not gonna work if you don't contribute to the conversation because I can't talk to myself. So, whatever questions you have, ask them. If you don't have a question but you have a statement, that's fine too. I'll respond to that as well. But this is kind of a continuous get to know me. I haven't kind of done something like this in a while. And since I've done it, I've gained new subscribers and new people have joined and become a part of the Laugh and Grow family. So I'm asking now, go ahead and get your questions ready. Go ahead and drop them in the chat because we are ready to get started. So yeah, I'm going to, yeah, that's pretty cold. I'm going to share this video. I'm going to share this video out as well. What questions do you have? What comments do you have? Let me see if I can go. Is this the channel I'm under? Oh, I'm under. Okay, I need to switch accounts. That's funny, Miss Rhonda. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I could just sit here and talk to myself, but I'm going to share this on my page. Oh, no, I don't want to do it from that one. But all right, if you're just joining us, I'm asking for you all. This is a live question and answer. I'm terrible at multitasking. I'm trying to share this on my page as well, but I would like for you all to hop in the chat, ask me questions, make any statements or anything that you would like for me to comment on. Let me see. Here we go. Now I could share this video. All right, there we go. I'm going to share. Those of you who are in the chat, if you don't have any questions, we can definitely just talk back and forth until people have questions. Well, King Pimp says, "How are you doing?" I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you? Okay, so I just created a post. Okay, now I'm back to like a multitask. So Meek says, "How is Anna? Will you all be doing another podcast?" Funny you say that. Cody is currently across the room from me editing our last podcast of season 1. And yeah, that'll be posting tomorrow. And then we have already made a plan to start filming for season 2. So Anna is doing well. I see her pretty much every day because we work together. And she's doing well, just being a mom and a wife, and all the things that come with that, business owner, all that great stuff. So she's doing well. Thank you for asking. And yes, we will be coming out with another podcast tomorrow. It will be dropping tomorrow. And I think y'all are going to enjoy it because it's a lot different than how we've been doing it. So any other questions? Hello, Hattie. How are you? When am I going to upload some more comedy sketches? So I post every Monday. That's always the plan. And right now, because I'm pivoting my channel to a certain space, you'll still get a version of the comedy sketches, but they're going to be a little bit different until I fully get into the swing of this new setup for my content. But I will be posting another video next Monday, and that one will have somewhat of a comedy sketch a part of it. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to kind of view the way I'm doing my videos right now, but I'm still doing somewhat of comedy sketch, and then at the end, I'm doing a real talk portion. So that's what's been laid on my heart, and so that's what I've been doing. And I still have plans to bring out everybody's favorite lovable character, Miss Jenkins, just in a different way. So I hope that answered your question. Oh, Miss Hammy. Is that what they call you? Miss Hammy. Okay, Miss Hammy. K Blue says, "Hi Tammy fam. Happy New Year." Happy New Year. Hello, hello. How are you? If you're joining us now, we are doing a live question and answer. So I would like for you all to participate in that. Ask me any questions you want to ask me, or make any statements that you would like for me to comment on. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, Miss Hammy. But anything you guys want to ask me, go ahead and put it out there. And like I said, any statements you want to make, you want me to respond to. Hey Hope, how are you? So funny story. I was actually talking to Hope on the phone earlier today, and I had just finished washing my hair and plaited it up in sections. And what's wrong? You okay?
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Plaited my hair up in sections, and they were just kind of sticking all over my head. And Hope was like, "You gonna do the live looking like that?" And I was like, "No, Hope, I'm gonna pin it back so I'm looking crazy," because I was looking crazy. So that was funny. Okay, hey Miss Denise, what's your favorite song What's Miss Jenkins? My favorite song. Do I have? I don't know that I have a favorite song.
It is one of the songs I wrote for you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cody says it's one of the songs he wrote for me.
That's what it should be anyway.
My favorite song probably would be the song that Cody and the boys wrote for me for Mother's Day last year. Um, as far as Miss Jenkins' favorite song, I would say Miss Jenkins' favorite song is.
Her favorite song is "Go Tell It on the Mountain."
No, her favorite song is "I Need Thee, Oh, I Need Thee." She always singing that song. Yeah, she always say, "Every hour I need Thee, oh, hopeless me now, my Savior. I've come to Thee." Um, I don't know what was going on, Hope, and he still ain't told me what it was. He just got up and did something and then went away. Our neighbors have been making a lot of noise today, but I think it's because they're finally putting pictures and stuff up on their wall and getting stuff situated. They moved in about a week after we moved in, probably like a week and a half after we moved in. So sounds like they're just not getting stuff moving around. Miss Rhonda says, I miss my girl Stacy as well as Shirley. Have you thought about how to incorporate some of the virtual school characters into your scaled back comedy videos? I know it's a lot of work. Yes, Miss Rhonda, I actually have been thinking about how I can incorporate them. And what I don't want to do is try to make them fit. I want it to be organic. And that's the part that's been hard. So I do agree with you. It is hard. It's difficult. Because the reality is, and I've said this before, a lot of people have specifically asked for the virtual school videos again. And I said, as much as that will be fun to do, it's just not relevant right now. And because the goal is to ultimately attract more people, new audiences to the page, it just doesn't make sense to talk about virtual school and it's not something that's happening anymore, on that scale anyway. So that has been difficult for me, trying to like get all of that situated. But I do have some plans. Now, if you have some suggestions, I'm always open to that. I've had plenty of people give me video suggestions and I've actually gone through with it. So if you have some suggestions, let me know. But right now, I'm just in a place where it's just kind of difficult, but I want, like I said, I want it to be organic. I do have some funny ideas that I want to incorporate it, but for now, I'm just going with where Holy Spirit leads me, because right now the content that I plan on filming is stuff that I feel like has been downloaded by Holy Spirit. So thank you for asking that question, Ms. Rhonda. Okay, we got some more. Let me see questions. Thank you all for asking the questions. It was getting a little awkward there. Hattie, Miss Hammy says, I have fallen in love with your boys, your family, really, especially Colin. Oh, thank you. Miss Denise. Yes, Miss Rhonda said hit the like button. Thank you. Meditating Hill says, do you take the baby to work with you? And have you and Cody caught up on your sleep yet? Great questions. Yes, the baby does come to work with me. Thankfully, Cody still works from home and will be working home for the foreseeable future. Therefore, he and I are able to tag team with the baby during the day. I teach during 2 specific block times, and I'm only back part-time. I'm going in and leaving by 1 o'clock each day. So I teach at certain blocks. And so during those times, Cody will have the baby. And if Cody is in like a big meeting, then I'll either have the baby with me strapped to me, or if Anna is not super busy, or if Anna's teaching but the baby is asleep, then she allows the baby to stay in the room with her, because our classroom is much bigger. And for the older kids, and it's less older kids, we have more of the smaller ones with the yucky germs in there. So I usually I don't bring the baby into that room unless I absolutely have to. And so Yes, the baby is with us. He does pretty well. He usually sleeps the whole day because I'll feed him in the morning before we go into the office, and he usually sleeps pretty much all day. He'll wake up to get changed, eat, and he usually goes back to sleep. So it's been pretty smooth. As far as us catching up on our sleep, well, we were catching up on our sleep, and then the holidays kind of threw his schedule off. A few things took place of us trying to get stuff done and having company over and everything, and it kind of threw the schedule off. But we're trying to get him back in a groove of a good schedule. And for the most part, we may have 1 or 2 days out the week where it's a little rough, but for the most part, we can get him to sleep at least 6 hours without, and sometimes longer than that. It's just the start time of when he goes to sleep. So we usually try to have him like sleepy or almost sleep between 12. Honestly, it was 11 and 12. Now it's more like 12 and 1. But once he's down, he sleeps. And so, yeah, that's where we are. So we are somewhat catching up on our sleep. We're not sleep deprived anymore, but we are definitely, we definitely could use a little bit more sleep, but it's not, I, what would you wouldn't say it's that bad, babe, would you? Babe, he literally can't hear me. Babe, would you say you wouldn't say that we're sleep deprived anymore, that we're kind of getting back into the swing of
Mhm.
things? Yeah. We have moments, but um great question. Meditate and heal. K Blue says, how do you balance work if and when you go back? I know having a village is so important. Yeah, so kind of like what I was saying earlier, we kind of have a system. Honestly, creating a system is how I've been able to balance it. Going back to work, because going back to work, I'm going back to what's mine, is my business. I'm my boss. I would say that it's been easier than the times where I had to go back with my boys. But balancing it, honestly, balancing motherhood, entrepreneurship, being a leader in ministry, and being a wife, it's a lot. And honestly, I really lean on Holy Spirit heavily on how to balance things and how to handle things. I believe there's just a grace on my life right now to get things done, because the things that I'm doing, God told me to do. And everything else that He didn't say has been pushed aside. So I don't do a whole lot like I used to. I used to put pile a lot on my plate. Everything that's on my plate now is because Holy Spirit told me to. Um, and I feel right now that I've been able to, ooh, excuse me, I feel like I've been able to evenly have even portions, if they will, or portions, not even, but portions that are enough for me to handle in each section of my plate, if that makes sense. So yeah, I've been balancing based upon just God's grace, and also because I have an amazing husband, amazing mother, and I have a great group of people surrounding me that support me when I need it. So honestly, that's been a blessing. It hasn't been easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it's definitely been worth it. So, um, great question, K Blue. Hope says Stacy goes back to school, LOL, and Miss Brown is a room parent. Shout out, that would be hilarious. Stacy and Miss Brown are a lot of people's favorite, especially Stacy, because everybody just fell in love with Stacy, even though she barely talks. And Miss Brown, I tell this all the time, she is exhausting to play. Oh, she is so exhausting to play. She is so, uh, she annoys me. Why is Carson back there? Carson, turn that down. Can y'all hear Carson music? Okay, Lord. Okay. Meek says maybe you can do school videos, but not necessarily about virtual. I thought about that. I thought about doing school videos, which I think would be hilarious. I just got to figure out how to incorporate it with what I'm doing now. And I'm also considering the model of my my comedy sketches and my real talk videos in one, and still just doing one-off comedy sketches, which can still be done. I'm not saying I'm not going to ever post comedy sketches again. I'm just focusing in on the change, because I want to bring in viewers who want to see that too, so that they're not coming in only expecting comedy sketches and then get disappointed when I don't post one. I want well-rounded viewers, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think that's hilarious. I actually had started on working on doing just funny school videos in general. Um, so yeah, I think that be a good uh touch for this year. Miss Rhonda says the work-life balance is an ongoing challenge for us all. Yes, school, but not virtual, like the one at the school where you were the receptionist. Yes, yes. That was hilarious. Um Jessica says, "Hey, what's the biggest challenge so far having three littles instead of two? If you have an answer." I have not answered that question yet. So great question, Jessica. What is the biggest challenge with having three littles instead of two? I would say the biggest challenge for me, ooh, not me about to cry, is finding time to make sure all my boys still feel loved and feel special and feel like mommy loves all of them, because Kylan does get a lot of attention right now. Yes, sir. What do you need?
I want to say hi.
Okay, you can say hi, and you need to brush your teeth.
Sorry. Hello.
Making sure that my boys, that's so funny, he came in right when I was talking about them, that they all feel loved. um Carson is a child that's going to, he's a loner. He's very much a loner, but he has moments where he'll just bust in the room and be like, and make his request known. He did it this morning. He literally busted in and was like, I want to get in the bed with you, and I want to lay with you. I want to lay with mommy. I want to spend time with mommy, is what he said. And he stayed in there for a little bit until his big brother came in and was like, come in here with me. Cody Jr. is more so, he's gonna hint at the fact that he wants time with you. So, mom, what are you doing? Well, can you look at this with me? So it's been a balance for me, trying to make sure that, especially my oldest, because he is at a very impressionable age right now. So making sure that he understands that I still love him, I still care for him, and trying to balance that, because Kylan does need a lot more of my attention, and not just my attention, but my body. Like, I'm breastfeeding him. So, I mean, in times where I could be spending time with them, I may be breastfeeding because he's hungry, you know what I'm saying? And then he might be sleepy right at that, or he might need a diaper change, or he might need to be burped. Like, it's just a lot. And so that's been the challenge for me. And so that's why we've made it a point to make sure we are playing games with them and spending time with them. And even on school nights, we might stay up a little bit extra late and play a game with them, just so they know, like, mommy and daddy, like, we love you. So that's that. That was a great question, Jessica. Hi, Heather. How are you? Hey, Tiff. How are you, sis? Yes, smash that like button. Um, and every day said hi, CJ.
Hello.
So, we've been on about 23 minutes. Are there any other questions that you guys may have for me, or any other comments you'd like to make? I don't want to waste time or prolong the video if nobody has any additional questions. Y'all know I love to talk on here. Y'all know I love having a good time, but I also don't want to waste anybody else's time, nor mine, if there aren't any other questions, because the purpose of this video was to just do a question and answer, and get everybody's thoughts, not thoughts, but get everybody's questions and answer them, or comments and respond to them. So if there are more questions, great, we'll talk. If they're not, then we won't prolong the video, if that makes sense. Oh, no worries, Jessica. Thank you for asking it. I want all the questions. I welcome all the questions. Um, have I ever thought about HelloFresh? Yes, we've done HelloFresh before. But it was kind of pricey for us at the time. Now we have reconsidered it. Um, so we're thinking about it. We've thought about HelloFresh, and actually there's this other company I want to do that does lunches and snacks for kids that are organic. And I've been no sir, no sir, no, no, go take it back. Um, so we have been really considering that, and I would love to do it. Because I would love to get a brand deal with them. That would be great. So Tiffany says, no questions from me. I like the work-life balance idea. Yes. Thank you. Um, Meditate and Hills is thinking about it too. Anybody else do HelloFresh in the comment section? Let us know. I know Hope does Every Plate, I think. Is that the one you do? Every Plate? They have so many of them right now, but um have you ever thought about collabs with Tiffany Bird Harrison? Um,
Hello.
you do not have clothes on, boy. Gone. Y'all praying for me. This boy walked right in the camera with no clothes on. You gotta watch him. You gotta watch him. Okay, anyway. Um, have I thought about any more? Yes. So Tiffany, I want to say Tiffany is not on YouTube at the moment. Um, I think she's got some other like big projects she's working on. So I don't think that she is really on YouTube right now. Um, so I haven't thought about a collab here lately. But that's always a possibility in the future, always. Um, yes, he is always running around with no clothes on. Always. Um, yes. Okay, Tiffany, they ruthless, honey. Um, when are you doing another collab with EJ? That was hilarious. Thank you, Miss Hammy. Um, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. EJ is a very busy woman. I don't know if y'all know this, but she's been touring. She toured the latter half of last year. It's from like she started touring in like September, I think, and she was just going, 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 going. So she has a lot going on. I've not reached back out for a collab just because I know personally she has a lot going on. Um, but if it's meant to be, we'll definitely join together again at some time. Um, this is a tough spot for a lot of content creators, including for myself. I've seen a lot of content creators really just been going through. People are just not getting participation in the views like they used to. Not on YouTube anyway. Instagram, TikTok, okay. I'm not a TikTok girl. I have a little bit of a following on TikTok, but I don't care enough to try to build it. Instagram, I'm growing on Instagram at about 15.3K on Instagram. Would love to get to 50K this year. But I mean, it is what it is. It's just unfortunate. YouTube, it's just not the same. I didn't realize it, but I'll be on YouTube going on 4 years. As a matter of fact, it was 4 years in October that I've been on YouTube. So, son, you should be in the bed. Turn that tablet off. Turn it off. Um, Go leave it in your office. It don't need to be in your room. So it's been rough. I didn't realize it's been 4 years. So this year it'll be 5 years that I've been on YouTube. And it's just not the same. People are not really participating as much. And even on my channel, I know what I heard Holy Spirit say, and that's what keeps me going. But even on my channel, I mean, it's not the same. And it's hard. It's hard to remain motivated when literally, and I say this all the time, and it's just the reality. No, sir, that's supposed to be in your office. Thank you. I say this all the time, but it's hard when you're making the people you're making the content for are not seeing the content. It really makes you discouraged. So there's no reason why I have almost 33,000 subscribers and only 900 people are seeing the video. That doesn't make sense at all. It's too many people on here for it only be that much. So, and then you get people commenting later saying, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were still on YouTube. And it's like, what the heck? So that is very discouraging. But despite that, I know my assignment. I know what the Lord told me. And so I'm going to keep doing it until I hear otherwise. But I love doing it. I love what I do. So it just, yeah. I hope that answered your question. I know I went off on a tangent, but I said that to make my point. Like, YouTube is getting difficult, and a lot of people aren't doing a lot of collabs and things like that because a lot of people aren't even on YouTube anymore. Like, so a lot of people have chunked the deuces, So, son, go lay down. Thank you. Turn your light off. Children, when it's time to go to bed, they find their stuff the busiest, just doing all kind of stuff instead of going lay down like you told them to. Mine are professionals at that. Um, do you list a lot on Instagram? Okay, Meek, can you explain what you mean by that? Do I list a lot of what on Instagram? People are out and about and more now and not on at yet like they were in 2020. Exactly. People are not watching it unless they have been faithful followers of you for a while and they'll get on and watch their even me, I'm not on YouTube like that. I get on to watch my people that I love that I've been watching for a while, but to just be on YouTube, I'm not on YouTube. So it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. So it is what it is. Oh, you said, do I post a lot? Yes, I post pretty much every day on Instagram, unless I'm on a fast from social media. If you go to my Instagram, you're going to see I talk a lot on my Instagram. I post a lot on my Instagram. I share a lot on my Instagram. And I have a lot of funny content over there. And I will start sending people over there to say, hey, if you're looking for comedy, go to my Instagram because I have a lot of comedy on there as well. So, I'm about to go lay down. Yes. I think that's the part of it, Tiff. And the algorithm shares a lot of similar content. So I watch a lot of YouTube. A lot. Yeah. And you do have a population of people that are still on YouTube faithfully because they aren't on Instagram and TikTok. So they're like, YouTube is my thing. A lot of YouTubers will tell you that YouTube is their bread and butter. And yeah, Instagram is cool, TikTok is cool, but it was like, YouTube is my bread and butter. So a lot of people will are going to continue to grow, are going to continue to push their platform on YouTube because they know that YouTube is what's quote unquote paying the bills, or YouTube is where they get the most views, or YouTube is where they get the most love. One thing I can say about YouTube is YouTube, you do experience a lot of love on YouTube. You get a lot of people who love on you, make sure you're good. Instagram and TikTok are a little bit more ruthless, if you will. They either love you or they hate you. And if they hate you, they make it very much known. I don't know if I shared this with y'all, but I have a video that is still currently going viral. Where actually I have multiple. Carson. No, sir. I have a couple of videos that are actually going viral that have hit millions of views. One of these videos in particular is at 9.8 million views. So it's almost at 10 million views. And I know you would say, wow, that's amazing. It is amazing. But right when it got around 300 or 400K, I started getting a lot of like really nasty comments of people saying that I was doing my son wrong. If you don't know what I'm referring to, it was a funny video, a funny skit that I decided to do about my son and my morning breath. And so I won't go into full detail about it because I have talked about this till I'm blue in the face. But I said this to say, I had that video blew up, and the people in the comment section was either they really loved it or they really hated it. And I even had some people that follow me and support me get on and say some things, and it was disturbing for me, but I had to keep the peace and just move forward. because I'm like, you follow me, you support me, you're constantly talking to me, you know my heart, and yet you're still on here saying things. And so I had to distance myself from people concerning that post. Another a couple of other channel, I mean other not channel, but pages have reposted my reel. One page of which we had to get almost get the legal involved because they took my reel without my permission, promoted it and did not give me the credit properly. They took my intellectual property, and there were people on there making rude comments as well. And so my husband did something, said something, and next thing I know, they were apologizing and taking the post down. So there was another company on Instagram that did it, but they did it the right way and showed love. So I didn't make a big deal about that one. But did you know about that?
What?
About the other company that posted?
Uh-uh.
I think I told you about it.
The first one was they were giving vibes more like ask for forgiveness rather than ask for permission.
Yeah,
So they posted it, and it's like if the creator don't say anything,
we're
cool,
gonna
let's
keep
help them
it.
blow our channel up. But if they do say something, we'll apologize and take it down.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
So,
mess.
and a lot of pages do that. They'll take people's intellectual property and repost it as their own. And some people will be okay with it because it brings popularity to their page. Some people, whether it brings popularity or not, they're not okay with it. And that other one, I wasn't okay with it. And to be completely honest, for this reel to go almost to 10 million views, I didn't gain as many followers as I should have. I've had reels that have gone to like 300,000, 400,000, and I've gained like 4 and 5,000 followers at a time. Um, I mean, I went from like 5 or 6 thousand to like 10,000 off of a reel that went to like almost a million. Well, I'm at 10 million and I only gained probably, I think I gained a little over 1,000 followers. So I'm grateful for it, but I'm just saying for all of the negativity that came with it, it wasn't worth it for me. And then I have like two other ones that have reached a million views, over a million views along with that one. So my Instagram has been getting a lot of attention. Every time I open my Instagram app, I have just rows and rows of notifications. So I've been getting some exposure, if you will, but I like I said, I post on there all the time. And people on YouTube, it's like a family. Instagram can build a family on Instagram centered around the type of content that you create. You have people that will love and support you, but on YouTube it's just different. It feels different. But I do like Instagram. So yeah. Meek, you said you don't have an account. You don't have what kind of account? Um, Meditate and Heal says I watch YouTube faithfully and keep going. Yes, thank you. I'm gonna keep going. Um, Miss Rhonda says I go back and watch a lot of my favorites. Um, yes, Miss Hammy, yes, we are friends on there. I love Instagram. Um, Miss Rhonda says, I thought it was hysterical. So did I. Like, but people were like, this is child abuse and you're a terrible mom. This is not funny. Why would you do this to your child? And I'm just like, are you serious? And because my hormones, like at the time where I posted it, I think Colin was maybe 1 month old, if that. Like, I'm not in the emotional state to be hearing somebody calling me a bad mom. Do you know how fragile the postpartum era, the few months after a baby born is? Like, why would you say that? And I had a lady post the other day. I turned comments off on that video, but people were still coming over to other videos and making comments. And she was like, that poor baby wishes you weren't its mother. And y'all, I was livid. I had all kind of cuss words. I was ready to go off. And what saved her is she had a page where you couldn't respond to them unless you were friends. So I was like, okay. So it is it's tough out here in these social media streets. People say some ugly, nasty stuff. I posted another video where I was singing to Kylan he was crying, and I said, "Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier." I was singing it in his ear, and oh my gosh, you would have thought that I was trying to kill my son. Like, really? People were like, "Oh, you shut his." I was holding his face, and the way I had longer nails then, which my nails have grown out too, but I was holding his face. That's how I hold him to keep his neck up. I was holding him, and if I'm holding him forward, they were saying that I was closing his jaw shut. But if you saw, he could still move his mouth. I wasn't closing his jaw shut. And so it just was crazy stuff. People were saying that I was going to burst his eardrum. I had a lot of people come on and support me though. Like, y'all are doing the most. Like, she's not hurting her son. Like, don't, of course I have people that come and support me. But it gets ruthless out there, and it affects me in a negative way. So sometimes I'll post and like I'll just disappear for a while because yeah, it's a lot. So there are a lot of weirdos online, and when you think someone is normal supporter, they switch up like they're a whole another person. Exactly, Tiffany. And there's one individual, I don't even know if she follows me on YouTube or not, but she's a faithful follower on Instagram, constantly commenting, constantly, doing things. And I was just really shocked and surprised. There was a whole thread where people were going in on her because of her comment. And she ended up messaging me privately about it and was just like, "I hope you know like my intentions or whatever." But I really didn't have much to say to it because I'm like, you should have never posted it in the first place. But it is what it is. I didn't even make a big deal about it because at the end of the day, people have a right to say what they want to say. But I also have a right to delete and block you as well. So there's that. And I do delete and block people when they get real inappropriate. I love that you respond to your followers' birth on Instagram and YouTube. Patrice Simmons says, "Yes, and I know I see you on Instagram too." Yeah, I'm going to because y'all, without y'all, my content, yeah, y'all support me. Of course, I'm gonna respond to you. I hate when influencers see people's comments and just ignore them. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it could be a lot and you don't see. Sometimes I'll be scrolling and see that I missed an entire like message from from somebody. So you know what I do? I respond and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see this message." Um, oh, excuse me. When people comment and say things, "Hey Corey, how are you?" When people comment under my post, I try to respond to as many comments as possible. I know what it feels like to support somebody and comment and they never respond back to you. They may not get to every comment you say, but at least out of the 10 comments you made, at least they respond to at least 2 or 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it is my honor to respond to you all. Thank you, Meditating Hill says you're a great mom. Thank you. I try to be. I really do. Miss Rhonda says, "I don't know if it's realistic to expect a proportionate growth based on post quantities. It's time consuming to like or respond to every post I watch." Yeah, it is time consuming. And my thing is, there are people who will watch your channel faithfully and never make a comment, and that's fine. Because at the end of the day, that's still considered support, whether you say something or not. I think a lot of times, people don't realize the impact that it can have on your mental. And people will say things like, "Don't worry about the views, just post." And it's like, I hear what you're saying, but you don't get it. Like, when you're working hard to post something and you're working hard to put something out there for your audience and they're not seeing it, that's discouraging because it is a lot of work to put this stuff out there. From the time you set the camera up to coming up with the idea to actually filming it to editing it to posting it, it takes a lot. And so you put all the effort in and nobody's watching. It's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. So And it's disheartening. It can mess up with your self-esteem and your value, because it's like, oh, did something change? Did they not like my stuff anymore? Did I do something wrong? So all of those things can come to your mind, and you have to be strong enough to say, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's what I have to tell myself, and that's what I have to do to keep pushing. So yeah. But I am 45 minutes in, and that was my cap. So if there are no further questions, I'm going to hop off of here. I love you guys dearly. Before I hop off, let me know if you have any other questions really quickly before I answer, before I go. I don't mind answering a few more. If not, we're going to call it a night. And I'm going to go spend some time with the Lord, because I got a lot on my brain. But I love y'all. I will be posting some content for y'all. Don't you worry, don't you fret. Miss Jenkins will be back. Miss Shirley will be back. All of the people will be back. Don't you worry. Eco says, I wish YouTube would let me know in advance about your lives like it does for other channels. So if other channels are doing it, it's because they are premiering it ahead of time. My lives are a lot of times spontaneous, unless you're a part of the membership. I usually let the people in the membership know that I'm going live. And if you get notifications from my channel, then a lot of times I may post an hour or two before on my membership tab, not my membership tab, but just on the community tab, to say, hey guys, I'm going live, get your questions and answers ready. So that's on me. If other channels are letting you know ahead of time, that's because they've scheduled it to do so. And for me, I usually give, that's a perk to my membership. So if you're part of my membership, you get early heads up notice about what's going on, and you get behind the scenes footage. I go live and record myself setting up and filming videos and whatnot. The last video I just posted, I went live and my members got to watch it and see me do the whole thing, and it was a pretty cool experience. So if you're part of the membership, you can do that, and you can join the membership for as low as $1.99 a month. So and that's the way that you can support my channel as well. Corey says good night. Natty Boop says we love you. I love you guys back. Good night, Meek. Good night, Tiff. Make sure you have your notifications on all. Yes, that's correct, Ms. Rhonda. Turn your notifications on all, Eco, so you can get it. Hope says, hey, Glory. Time with the Lord is marvelous. Oh, baby. In my Miss Jenkins voice. Good night, everyone. Have a blessed and wonderful night, because I already know you will. Oh, I already knew you was going. I knew you was gonna have a blessed night. I knew you was gonna say that, and I knew you was gonna have a blessed night. I knew you was gonna do. I knew I was gonna ask me that question. I had an answer just for you. Shut up, Ms. Brown. Shut up. No, you didn't. You ain't know nothing. Eco says I do. Okay, good. So if you do, then you should get the notifications about the community tab where I put it out there. Sometimes they're easy to miss, but they usually should notify you that a post has been made. But typically you'll know about my lives in advance if I post about them. But 9 times out of 10, I only post about them to my channel members. So good night, Eco. Good night, everyone. I love you all dearly, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Say a prayer for your sis, that I stay encouraged this year to keep going and doing what God has called me to do on this channel. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.